cents to my name. Got a penny, penny. Can't you guess I have a penny? And I got to call that solid day. I went down to the bank. They had nothing to spare. I looked up on the shelf, but the cupboard was bare. Got a penny, penny. Got 10 for the penny. And I just got 4 cents to my name.
But please
She flew into town and wound the boys around her finger. I will confess, she's a dynamite boy. What a sight! She gives her men the blues of the night. She's too hot to handle. Brother, leave her alone. She'll dress to kill if you put the bill. If you don't pay, somebody else will. She's too hot to handle. Brother, wow, leave her alone. She left the train of broken hearts from Maine to Mexico. The men adore her and implore her never to say that little word, no. She'll slink on down, she'll paint the town. Boy, that gal sure gets around. She's too hot to handle. Brother, leave her alone. She'll paint the town, boy, that gal sure gets around. She's too hot to handle, brother, wow, don't lose her. She ain't your pal, she ain't your gal, brother, leave her alone. Yeah, disengage yourself on that woman.
Oh yes, I think we should turn this down a little bit. And maybe we should start. So, here we are. Well, we're almost here. Well, we're sort of 3/4 here. Here we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. So, Anna, do you want to let the cheap seats in the Facebook group.
Absolutely.
Now, we've left the case on. Do we normally do that?
Yes, we always do.
Fantastic. Hello and welcome everybody to Swing at Sway, where we celebrate tonight. We celebrate the life, the wonderful life of Mr. Frankie Manning. And it's going to be a special night. And we're doing this because May was his birthday. He was born in 1914 on May the 26th. So that's great. Now, I've got this light above my head. It looks like the moon. Should I go turn it off?
Let's turn the moon off.
I'll turn the moon off.
Can you turn the moon off?
Well, there's not much of
We've got a bit of
moon out there.
sun outside. Well, if you can call it sun, it's the UK after all. We're not having much of a summer after having a rather wonderful year last year. We're having hail today, of all things. After a few weeks of rain and cold and wind, we're now having hail.
Is this like an official weather forecast? Weather broadcast?
Well, it's the retro broadcast. So I'm telling people what we had for weather.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
I'm not taking any chances.
But the interesting thing is, we are very accurate with our retro weather reports, aren't we?
Yes.
Whereas the other weather reports, they're often wrong.
Absolutely.
But we are 100% right.
Exactly.
Yesterday,
I don't know why they don't cut it on.
Yeah, they should copy us. Anyway, hello and welcome. So who have we got joining us on Facebook, and who have we got joining us on YouTube? Well, we've got Glenn. Glenn says, "Evening guys, how was Biggin Hill? I think my Sundance backfired." Glenn, it did backfire. It was blooming cold, but actually we enjoyed it. We had fun.
Must have been the rain dance because it worked.
It worked. Yeah, I think you must have done the rain dance, Glenn, and it was it was interesting. So they did have an inside spot for us. They didn't think they did, but we went into the Memorial Church for the Biggin Hill Museum. And very nice it was too. Very nice it was too. Mm-hmm. So we danced a little bit and we had fun. And I haven't posted any photos, have I?
No, you haven't.
No, so I'll post a couple of photos. So we've got Margarita from California. I bet it's a little bit warmer in California. I've got a thing talking about weather reports.
Probably.
And then we got Gregory from Frankfurt, stormy Frankfurt. Like us, we've had.
We're not on our own.
We had hailstones earlier, and they were like. I said, "What's that sound?" It's like, really. I thought somebody was throwing stones at the window. It was amazing. Then Sue says the sun is coming. Well, the sun is in our hearts, especially us dancers. And we got Frank from Switzerland. Fantastic. Frank, he's going to bring over the Lindt chocolate when he comes.
Oh, yes,
Frank,
excellent.
we're putting in our orders now for the Lindt chocolate.
Double portions.
And we got Michelle from France, watching us from Toulouse. Nothing to do with Lautrec. Well, it is to do with Lautrec.
Well, it's not very far.
But she's not to do with Lautrec. No,
no,
I don't think
no
so.
painting.
No painting. But lots of dancing, hopefully. Right, talking of which, should we get started?
We should.
Okay, so we are going to do a little bit of dancing. It is time. Yes, it is time to get dancing. So come and join us, folks. Everyone up on the dance floor. Oh, I put my record case in a different place. I can't put my chair away now. That wasn't a great spot for it. Right. As always, this show's slick as you can only imagine. Now I'm going to turn the lights on. Anna's putting on her lippy. So between us, I'm going to turn the music off. You know, between us, this show, it's a show like no other. Slick. Who else has such a swish show, moving seamlessly from one section to another? So what comes next? Well, we're going to do the Madison. Do you remember we started last week? Now, this is not the traditional Madison. This is a new one that we discovered. A new old one from the 1960s. It's a partnered Madison, but we're going to start on our own. So, Anna, would you like to show the follow steps once?
All right, we'll start with the follow.
Quick review.
And we're going to step backwards slightly diagonally on our right, step, tap the left, step forward, and then we go in, out, in. So it's back together, forward, in, out, in. Back together, forward, in, out, in. You can add shimmies. Shimmies are optional.
I thought it was in, out, in, and then shake it all about. Put your left leg in, your left. No, that's a different task.
That's cheeky. What are the leaders doing? And I
the
think
leaders.
You should step this
we
way.
go forward on the left foot. We go step, tap, step, in, out, in. 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 So are we starting with a variation today?
Certainly. Maybe we should mention that this is a version of the medicine that you can do with a partner, but we're going to do it separately as well, but we can show you what it looks like with a partner. Should we just show the basic step?
Okay, with a partner. Okay, have I got a partner?
Me, pick me.
Okay, come on then, you. So we go. Step, tap, step, in, out, in. Step, tap, step, in, out, in. Step, in, out, in. Well, let's turn around. So we'll do it from this side, we go. Funnily enough, it's the same steps, but on Facebook now, we'll look back to front. We go, step, tap, step, in, out, in. Step, tap, step, in, out, in. Now the first variation we're going to do today is going to be a little stroll. We go side, close, side, and kick. Back, and side, close, side, and kick. And back, and back. Would you like to count the timing?
In 4.
In 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's very energetic for the first step, isn't it? Let's show that step. Let's break it
Once
down.
you've got energy.
So we do 1 basic and freeze. A 1, a 2, a you know what to do. We go step, tap, step, in, out, freeze. Unfreeze. Now we're going to take 2 steps. Side, close, side, kick, right foot leaders.
Left foot follows.
And then 2 steps back, step, close, step, touch. So much fun, we're going to repeat it. We go side, close, side, kick, back, close, back, boom. Side, close, side, kick, back, close, back, boom. Just be careful, if you've only just got up to dance, don't do the can-can. Not that high, keep it low, just make it nice and relaxed. Right, are we ready to try that? 1 basic and our side, close, side. A 1, a 2, a they know what to do. You go step, tap, step, in. Here we go. Side, side, kick, back, back, and side, side, kick, back, and back. Boom. Now we can add a little variation to that. We can spice it up. Oh, it's so exciting. We are going to do the same thing, side, close, side, close, side. But as we kick, we're going to push the right arm leaders.
Left arm follows.
And bring it back. And back. And step, close, step, push. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Back and back. Now you might think, well, that's not very exciting. However, when you do it with a partner, step, close, step, kick, back, back, step, close, step, kick, back, back. All of a sudden, boom, yeah, that's exciting. Step, close, step, kick. 1, 2, 3, boom. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that
Very
fun?
exciting.
Boys and girls, ladies and gents, come and do the medicine with us. Shall we start the basic step? I mean, with music.
Oh, yes. I thought you missed the whole part of the show. And I know you were there.
Okay, here we go. And we're doing this to Kidney Stew. 5, 6, 7. Step, tap, step. You know it. Step, close, step, kick. Step, close, step, kick. Push it up. Yeah.
Crazy about you, baby, but I just ain't got the
One more time. We're doing face here. 5, 6, 7.
Crazy about you, baby,
Yeah.
but I just ain't got the
Medicine time.
You're a high class mama, so I guess it ain't no dice. Going back home, get my old gal suit.
All right.
Going way back home.
There we go. Something different. Now, we're going to do my favourite step.
It's my favourite step.
No, it's my favourite step.
Everybody knows my favourite step.
All right, Hannah. What step are we going to do?
The wiggle.
The wiggle.
Actually, it's my favourite step, but it's your specialty, isn't it?
So, we're going to take a slide to the side, 1, 2, and I'm going to come up a little bit on the toes and twist, or wiggle, and slide back.
And wiggle.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can really shake it, can't we?
Very
Do it facing.
respectable dance, Nicole.
5, 6. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now get that wiggle going. Get those hips shaking. Let's have a practice. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have eaten so much before the class.
If you go up and down, it's easier to add a wiggle.
Yeah, so you can let the toes go a bit, can't you? Now, when I lead this, step, close, step,
Slide.
slide. Yes, when I lead this with a slide, I actually do a little lift, and then it's easier to lead my partner. So there's a down and an up, wiggle, down and up, wiggle. How does it feel from the follower's perspective?
Feels good. Feels fun.
How does the lead feel?
I was going to say, there's a down and then it just allows you to, it gives a little bit of space when you come on the toes to do the wiggle.
Wiggles, woggles. Oh.
And you just, it's like an invitation to twist, but you can
Okay,
exercise it.
so let's do it all together. We'll do it a couple of times on our own, and then we'll do it as a partnership, and you can follow us.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Where from? From the top?
From the top.
The tippity top.
The tippity tip top.
Toppity top.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and step, close, step, kick. Step, close, step, kick. Basic.
Crazy about you, baby.
Now, one more time with the arm.
Oh,
Push.
Crazy about you, baby.
Push. That's the basic.
Ain't got the prize.
This
You're
time,
high-class mountain.
wiggle, slide, wiggle, slide, wiggle, slide, wiggle, slide, wiggle, step.
Get my whole girl.
So much fun, we're going to do that one again. Here we go.
Going
Slide,
way
wiggle,
back home.
slide, wiggle, slide, wiggle, slide, wiggle,
Shake
step.
down your car. Just plain
From the top, two to the side, kicks. Back to basic. One more time with the arm. Basic. Twist. One more time with the wiggle.
Oh, kid, you. Oh, kid,
Now, if you were here last week, you might remember this.
Oh, kid, you. Oh, kid, you at fine. You can say
We
your
went
mind
side to side.
and keep your peace of
Then we
mind.
even turn back to back. Let's start that one again, shall we? We never got to show our Fred Astaire.
oh no.
So, who remembers the Fred Astaire from last week? We did a basic, and then we did a jump and slide, and jump and slide, cross and slide, and back to the basic. Well, gosh, next week we're going to get the tricky steps out.
Yeah, we've got some fun stuff. Get ready for a tricky sequence.
Tricky? Tricky? How tricky? On a scale of 1 to 10, what sort of tricky are we talking about?
I don't think 10's going to be enough.
10's not going to be enough. Okay, get ready next week. Concentrate. Get an early night. Get to bed early. Eat good food the day before.
Oh, yes.
So you're really
Pasta.
ready. Pasta. Have a
That's
pasta.
the day before.
Got lots of energy, and then you can do that with us. Okay. At this point, we like to show some of the material that you can find on our website. And we've been doing a series of Balboa classes, beginners Balboa, and we did a really nice step. Well, they're all nice steps, of course, but we did our down basic, and then we did a down and up, down, up, down. We turned that into a come around, and we added kick, step, 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 kick. Our salsa break, kick, step, 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 kick, And then we went back to the come around. We then repeated the come around, but we did lollies, kick. And we practiced sending the follow around. We practiced leaders going around. Yes. We practiced travelling forward. Uh-oh, we're running out of room, better turn around. And then guess what? We finished with the classic throw out and a come around. So, that was in our Balboa's class this week. It's going to be up on the membership site any day now. And if you want to check it out, go to SwingdanceUK.com, check out the web membership, and there's like a lot of classes. There's a lot of material on there. We think it's a really fun website to complement your live dancing. And if you're not doing live dancing at the moment, you will be soon, and you want to get ready. You want to get those steps hot.
Yeah. We've had some nice feedback actually recently. A couple of people actually mentioned that it's really nice to be able to revisit the same class and like practice a sequence and practice a routine a second, a third time. So yeah, if that's what you're after, if you always feel like a second go at something, this is the place to go.
Yeah, you know what? And that's one of the things actually. When you're learning, you often go to a class, then you may not revisit that class for quite a while. So I think it's a really great opportunity. You can look at it anytime. And things like the Big Apple and the Dean Collins Shim Sham, they're all on the website.
Yeah.
And I think it's so fantastic that you can just you can look at it, you can, we turn our backs to you like this. You see us from our best side, and then you get to see a whole class like this. Isn't that great? No, so it does make it easy for you to copy. So do go check it out at SwingdanceUK.com. Right, shall we see who's here?
Yes, let's see that.
Okay, so let's welcome people. So who's here to join us for Swing at Sway? Let me have a look. Who have we got on Facebook?
We've got Elizabeth on Facebook. Hello, great to see you. Really
Fantastic.
lovely.
Yes, hello Elizabeth.
And Lee is here as well, has joined us on the Book of Faces.
The Book of Faces. And who have we got here? We've got Emma says, hi from Kent, sunshine and share. Yes, interesting. What? Same in Mid Wales from Jennifer. And Beyonce says hi. It is very strange weather. I woke up this morning, I looked out the window and said, it's going to be a nice day for a walk. It's really sunny and beautiful. And then suddenly 10 minutes later, it clouded over like it is now. And the thunder, it's not that we're British and we like to talk about the weather all the time, but it is quite an interesting topic. Now, okay, let's have a look. So we are talking Frankie Manning. I picked up some notes here because there's so much to say about the wonderful Frankie Manning. So who was Frankie Manning? First of all, let me know in the comments.
About him a little bit, but if you have more stories about whether you met him, how you met him, what you know of him, even if you haven't met him, we'd like to hear it. Who is he for you?
Fantastic. And I just see we've got Rowan Kite. Hello, watching, I believe, from Israel, Tel Aviv. So I hope everything's well over there. I think that's where you're from. The Tango Man. So let us know if that is you, if I'm not getting mistaken. May's a special time because it is Frankie Manning's birthday and we like to celebrate it. He was such an amazing influence for, I think, dancers not only who were around in the 30s, but dancers who were around in the 80s and 90s. And I think it still affects people today. His legacy lives on, and that's what's so beautiful about it. So let us know in the comments who has met Frankie Manning. I want to know how many of you know who he is, and how many of you have met him, and how many of you have never heard of him. So say Frankie who, if you've never heard of him, or say yes, we met him, and if you can remember where and when. Fantastic.
Now, Simon, how would you describe Frankie for you? Was he an inspiration? Was he your teacher? How would you, who was he for
question. You? For me, he was a little bit of everything. He was obviously a teacher.
Yeah. But
he also taught by living what he taught. It wasn't just, he didn't just teach you dance steps. He taught a whole ethos around the dance, and he had such a nice manner about him. He was very welcoming, very fatherly in a way, and very, very encompassing, that you felt included. And part of it, he had time for you, which was so wonderful. And he made you feel very special. And, you know, I had some very nice chats with him. I had some nice private chats. I asked him a little bit about his war experiences, which I understand he didn't speak about a lot. And it was, there was a lot of depth to his character. And I once asked him a question. And I said, Frankie, if you could relive your life over again, would you do anything different? And he said no. He said, he was very happy with his life. So I think that's a wonderful thing. Yeah, that's his credit. But he made you feel special. And the interesting thing is, when I went to his funeral and I met many, many other dancers, and they all said the same thing. He said, yeah, he made us feel very special. And he was so many things to so many people. But you felt it was special for you. You felt, he just had that time. I remember one time I was at his apartment, and we were watching an old clip, and he got very excited. He said, oh yeah, look at it. And he got so animated about it. And you felt it was just special, the way he was sharing that particular story with you. You thought, oh, no one else will know this. This is just me. But in fact, I'm sure he did it with everyone. But it was very special. So Beyond says, an old man stabbing his way to the dance floor that he owned. Does he mean stabbing?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the stabbing part.
Maybe there's a spell checker that might have changed the word.
Or it's an expression. An
expression. Oh man, maybe it's a Swedish expression. An old man stabbing his way to the dance floor that he owned. I don't know that expression, but it's interesting.
Sounds a bit aggressive.
Yeah. But I never thought of him as old. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
In fact, as I knew him, I think he got younger, because he definitely got fitter. When I first met him, he had a little paunch, but years later he actually lost it, and I think he got much fitter. And he was doing aerials with girls.
We were watching videos just yesterday, was it? And he was doing like round the back with the girls. I mean, can you imagine doing that in your 80s?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you better.
I'm ready.
You better.
I'm ready. Okay. I think we'll play some music. And this gentleman was in a movie with Frankie Manning called Hell's a Poppin'. And the song is Cement Mixer. And it's by the wonderful Slim Gaillard. So everybody, let's get up and dance.
Cement mixer, putty, putty. 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 I think I should never spun. I put him in the sun and look at the tree and I could see. But I won't eat my Cement mixer, putty, putty. Cement mixer, putty, putty. Cement mixer, putty, putty. Cement mix of 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 putty, putty. Uncle Joe's, Uncle Joe. Avocado tea. A super third. About to room. About to me. About to me. Cement mix of putty, putty. Cement mix of putty, putty. Cement mix of putty, putty.
Yeah, that's really, that was very laid back, wasn't it, for an opening song? Oh, almost fell asleep doing that one. It was very laid back, very nice.
Very lovely song.
Right,
I like
Anna,
it.
who have we got on, have we got anyone else joining us on Facebook?
We do, and funny enough, so we found out that on Facebook we don't always see everything. So we've got Simon's phone open and we've got my phone open, and it shows different things. But there's things missing from both. So we have Jacqueline. Jacqueline is online as well. And Mohammed is here as well. Great to see you.
Tell us where you're from. Let us know where you're watching from, which country, and tell us if it's your first time joining us, what you're up to. Tell us if it's your first time here. And
so we got more testimonials and more thoughts about Frankie. Katrin says, I sadly never met Frankie, but he was still through the documentary I watched about Harangue. It was he who inspired Katrine to dance through a documentary about Harangue to start dancing Lindy Hop.
Wow, nice, yeah.
And Emma says, I remember my first Lindy Hop teacher telling the class about Frankie Manning, and it was inspirational. Glenn says, I got a book about him for my birthday.
Yes.
Was it this book?
Was it this book? Now, this is a book that is definitely an important book for anyone who doesn't know who the man is. Frankie Manning, get his book. It's written by himself and co-authored with Cynthia Millman, and it's a wonderful book. And they've printed it in like Chinese and different languages. There's an audio version, so absolutely.
So
who's it published by?
Yeah, just for Facebook, because you can't read properly. It's Frankie Manning, Ambassador of Lindy Hop, just like the name of this show, by Frankie Manning and Cynthia Millman, and it is Temple University Press.
Yes, that sounds right.
All right. So yeah, great book.
Fantastic, definitely worth getting. Now, it's also interesting. You know, we did the Madison as a warm-up. Well, I was teaching the Madison one year, somewhere, I can't remember where, but I was teaching it, and he came by and he joined in. So it was absolutely fantastic. And I said to him, you did the Madison? He said, yeah, I used to do it in the 60s. When it was first, he
never stopped dancing.
He said he never stopped dancing. He went to parties with friends, and they would just do whatever was in fashion, but they'd always do some Lindy Hop as well.
And you didn't ask him how he did his Madison?
Well, he did it very cool, very 60s cool. Sure. I didn't ask him how he did it because I saw him do it.
Steps,
and,
but was it like very similar to the versions you did, or?
Yeah, as I remember, he just copied the version we were doing, but I know maybe our version wasn't the original, but he just picked it up and he had the basic step, but he had this very like cool laid back style. Sometimes I do copy it myself when we do 60s styling. Well, no, when I'm just doing the Madison, I fancy it. What's that?
Okay, we've got more. Björn says he's got a personality and a way to see all worth to mimic. Not sure I can. Maybe not stabbing, more stumbling. The way leading up to Frankie Manning in Harangue was long. Oh, maybe because he was very popular. I'm not sure. Not sure I follow you beyond here. And Frank from Switzerland says he just saw his footprints in Harangue.
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. Do they have? I've never been to Harangue. Can you believe it?
No, you've never been to Harangue.
Do they have like the Walk of Fame? You know, the Hollywood stars.
No. What they did was, I remember when they did it. There was Gunnar, a wonderful artiste, and he did this. He basically got Frankie Manning to put his foot in cement, and he made a cement thing of it. Cool. Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
That's very cool.
Actually, talking of art, I actually have something. I should get a photo of it and put it online. I have the only original painting by Mr. Frank Manning.
That's true.
I won it in a competition.
It's not easy to grab, is it? We haven't prepared that bit.
No, we haven't prepared that.
Okay,
I just remembered it actually.
Yeah.
I've got one from Chaz and one from Frankie. So what happened was we did this competition in Harang, and the first prize was an original painting by Frankie Manning. And I mean, it wasn't a painting, but like he wasn't a painter.
He wasn't a painter.
But he actually did a really interesting. It's like a swing with squares and sort of going in and out, sort of looked like movement. It was very interesting, very sort of into the swing. I think that's what he said. And then I also got one from Chaz, who did a lovely painting with an image of him and Frankie. Actually, my partner got the one of Chaz, but when she stopped dancing, she kindly gave me the picture because she thought I'd appreciate it more.
You can open the museum of the Lindy Hop.
Yeah, we had it on our wall, and then we took it down because we were going to paint the wall. We never got around to painting the wall, and it's still
been
wrapped up.
About 2 years?
Yeah, so if there's any painters out there, you might want to come and get a job. Right, the other thing that I always remember about Frankie was he always did Easy Does It as a warm-up in his class.
That's true.
So maybe we should do an electric slide. So you can join us for this one. So come and join us for the electric slide with Frankie.
If you don't know it, just pick it up. Just copy. Oh, it's a bit loud.
5, 6, here we go. Shuffle to the right, shuffle to the left, the back, 4, the back, 4, kick, shuffle to the right. Oh yeah, and he used to laugh. He did. I remember that was his warm up, basically for every class we seemed to do. Yeah, I remember that very well. The electric slide. What fun! He used to do all those different variations, but he would never call them out. He'd just do them, and you just you'd pick them up, and when people stumbled, he'd go Right. Well, what have we got? We got some more messages.
We got messages. We get messages all over.
Everywhere. What have we got?
Sends us links on Facebook. Now Björn will have to check after the show because I don't think we can open them right now. But thank you very much, whatever it is. We'll definitely check it out. And we've got some discussions about the art by Frankie Manning.
Oh yes.
Well, first of all, Björn made a postcard out of the footprint.
Oh, the apple. Yeah, it was the shape of an apple. Yeah,
of the apple with his footprint. It's a big apple. Perfect reading material. Catherine asks, isn't there a painting by him on the wall in Folkets Hus as well?
Not that I know of, but there wasn't when I was there. I went for 20 years, but it wasn't when I was there. And maybe there was, but not that I've ever seen. Derek, that's fantastic. I never knew that.
That's great. We've got the weather forecast way back. You've really taken our advice and skipped back over 100 years, 114.
So what was the weather?
Years.
What was the weather where Frankie was born in Jacksonville in 1914?
A real Englishman's comment on Frankie's life is what the weather was like when he was born. So it was 77.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I hope it was Fahrenheit, otherwise that's tough. Average temperature, no rain, no snow.
No, I don't think there was a lot of snow in Jacksonville. Well, Derek, thank you for that. That deserves a round of applause. Well done, Derek. I am not sure, but his footprint is there. Yeah, Beyonce says that. And I've got two small albums on Facebook. Posted the links, one from Harangue and one from Can't Top the Lindy Hop.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you for sending those links. Yeah, now we know what there is. Cool. We'll open them later. Fantastic. Now, Simon.
Yes.
What did you learn? You were a teacher already when you met Frankie. You had taught jive, but also you became a Lindy Hop teacher quite quickly.
Yes.
What did you learn from Frankie as a teacher, if anything?
Oh, as a teacher, well,
did he inspire your own teaching?
Yes. A one, a two, you know what to do. So to be honest, that was Frankie's. He always used to say that.
All your catchphrases.
All my catchphrases. I've learned so many catchphrases.
How about from the top? Is that you? Is that Frankie? Or is that somebody else?
I think that was Frankie. Yeah. And also one of the good ones was the wedding march.
Oh yes.
So
you have to explain that one.
When you had leaders and followers, he would line the leaders up one side, followers one side. He'd show the basic steps, and then he would put them together. He would go to one end. He'd have the other teacher who was assisting him up the other end, and he would let them come together. And they'd have to link arms. They walk down the arm, and then sometimes he would go da 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 da. Well, I don't know if he did, but I did anyway. And then you'd walk down the aisle, and then every couple would meet and join you, and then you'd swing out as you got to the end. You peel away at the end, and then you would be in rows. Neatly divided. It's great. So
you still use that?
I still use that,
especially in schools.
Yes, great with the kids.
Great with the kids, especially when they the boys and the girls are separate and they don't really want to dance with each other, and you trick them into it.
I trick them into it. Yes. And yeah. So what else did I learn? That's such a good question. So I learned. Okay, and we're not talking about steps, but I think. What Frankie also taught was in his stories that he would tell, he gave you the character of where the dance came from. He put it into perspective. And I think that was so beautiful that he made you, you could almost imagine you were there. So that's what I always felt, that you felt like you belonged with those steps. And that was the feeling that he gave, yeah.
Mm. He was a good storyteller, wasn't he?
A marvellous storyteller, yeah. Interestingly, I heard his stories over many years, and they did sometimes change a little bit. I remember one time he was saying something about, we're not sure, we think this happened, and then later on it was, this is what happened. But I think the stories got shorter.
Bit rehearsed.
But not really rehearsed, because he always made them seem fresh.
Yeah.
For me, I listened to the stories many times, and they always felt fresh and new, and you could listen to them and enjoy them every time. There's so many wonderful stories. So
hopefully that's the same way for you watching. We can say the same stories again and again.
So who have we got? Who sent us a heart?
It's Laura or is it Claudia? Actually, we met in Italy, in Pescara. And I can't remember because I've seen your Facebook name so many times now that I can't remember your first name. If it's Laura or Claudia, I think it's Claudia.
Claudia. Well, it's Claudia Laura.
Claudia.
Laura.
So lots of love as well. Lots of love back.
Talking about Pescara. Maurizio from the Big Billy Boss. Maurizio from the
and Roberta.
Big Daddy from the Billy Boss Orchestra and the Italian Swing Dance Society. He very nicely invited me to do a workshop, an online workshop, which I've recorded. It was sort of an interview
it's
type
like
workshop.
About interview workshop.
And I think that's coming out in
very soon.
July or something.
I thought it was this weekend, wasn't it?
Was it this weekend?
Well, isn't it the Swing Craze?
Swing Craze weekend.
I think it's this weekend.
Oh, we'll check it out if it's this weekend. I think it's later.
Okay.
Well, maybe Claudia knows. Maybe somebody knows. If you know about the Swing Craze weekend, the online version, and he did actually invite me to swing on the beach. Well, us, not me. He invited us to swing on the beach this year, but we just felt it was a bit. Deal. But yeah, it was a package deal. We felt it was a bit too early, but so he said, right, definitely book in 2022. So we're going to definitely be back there.
We're getting lots of flowers. It was wonderful. It was such a good time in Italy. They've made a really special space, and they've got a really special community there. If you go if you go that way, definitely check them out.
Yes, we did it. We did enjoy the food as well, didn't we?
Oh, the food. Well, we enjoyed it all.
To say nothing of the ice cream. Now, I think it's time for all you cats to join in. But I'm going to play George G because George G was he is a band in New York.
Where are you going with this?
Plays at Swing 46. If you ever go to New York, check out Swing 46. It's one of the best swing clubs there.
Yeah.
Small,
they've just opened
but it's really
an outside terrace.
Yes.
They're playing outside in the street.
It's got such good vibe and such good atmosphere.
It's wonderful.
So check it out on 46th Street in New York. And George G was often a band that we would hear when we went to the Weekenders where Frankie was. He was one of the bands you'd always hear. He was a popular band with Frankie. That and the Harlem Blues and Jazz Band, they were the two, George G and the Harlem Blues and Jazz Band. Right, let us play. All the cats join in and let's do some dancing. So everybody up on your toes and dance.
And that's it.
Let's all join in. George G and his make-believe ballroom orchestra. And where do you get to see them play live in New York? At Swing 46, that's what I was going to say. Right, have we anyone else? Any more comments on your new Facebook? Now you've discovered how to read the comments.
Well, sort of, I don't know if I get them all, but I'm reading more, I think.
Yeah, it's funny how we find the comments after the event.
Yes. So please, if we don't reply to you during the show, please do not be offended. It's simply because we don't see them until after the show.
Okay, now...
well, you asked me a question and I didn't answer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We got Bernadette. Bernadette is watching.
Hello, Bernadette.
Hello, Bernadette. And we got extra hearts from Claudia.
Woo!
Fantastic.
Extra hearts. Now, do you notice I'm wearing the tie from last week? So
for those who voted,
this is my special dancing tie. It's got 3 different styles of dance. What are the 3 styles of dance?
We've got tango or foxtrot.
Yep. We've got a swing or a shag, and we've got a Latin dance. Possibly.
I thought that was swing.
It could. No. That could be. Well, it could be jazz, I suppose. I don't know. Somebody tell me what dance are they doing? What dance are they doing? Now, I've got a question, a quiz. Time for a quiz. We haven't had a quiz for ages. With a wonderful prize to be won, and the quiz is: what was Frankie Manning's nickname? Now, Frankie Manning did tell some stories about the Savoy Ballroom, and he told some wonderful stories about some of the characters.
We said it in a previous show, so hopefully you've been listening.
Well, oh yes, I have been listening. Yes, I have. I've been paying lots of attention. So some of the names were like Speedy, Shoebrush.
Oh
the Sheik.
no, it's a different name than I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think we've mentioned that as well. Anyway,
what was his name? Have you quite finished? What was his name? What was his nickname? What was Frankie Manning's nickname back in the day? Now, they must have been quite characters. You know, they went to the Savoy Ballroom, and Frankie talked about the Savoy Ballroom, and he talked about, for example, the Battle of the Bands. He said there must have been like about 5,000 people in the ballroom on this particular night. I can't even imagine. When they had Chick Webb and Benny Goodman. That's awesome. And I said to him, so Frankie, what do you remember about that night? And he said, well, what I really remember was we used to go to one of the fire exits. We used to let people in for money. Because they couldn't get in on the front door, and they would let their friends in, but they had to pay them. They opened the back door. I don't know if I should say that. He might get into trouble.
Yeah.
Mr. Buchanan, the manager, might be listening, and he might say,
slap his wrist.
It might say, "Oh, right, well, we're gonna have to lock the fire door."
Tax you, yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine that? So they used to let people in through the back door. I think that was very funny. So when he said that was like wasn't what we expected, you know. So he was full of interesting stories about so many different things, about life, and it was so interesting to hear, because it wasn't just the dancing, it was about life and how he lived his life. And he was one of those people that you said, you know, you met him, he was such a charming man, he was such a gentleman, such a lovely man. That's why they called him the ambassador of Lindy Hop. And you said, well, he can't really be like this, can he? But he was for the 23 years I knew him. You know, he was always the same. He was always fantastic. Has anyone got any stories about meeting Frankie Manning that they remember? Something that particularly stands out? So let us know.
Ambassador of Swing or Ambassador of Lindy Hop?
Ambassador of...
Well, Lindy Hop on the book.
Yes, Ambassador of Lindy Hop. Thank you. I do apologise.
Now, Björn, you're getting
Björn,
closer.
You're close, but you're not quite there. So,
Glenn, nice try.
Twinkle toes. So Björn's first guess, is he allowed 2 guesses?
Well, yeah, until you didn't say any rules against that.
No, you're right. Okay, so Björn has entered twice. The first one was the Grey Man, and you're right, he was known as the Grey Man, but that wasn't his nickname. Why was he known as the Grey Man? Does anyone know why? Well, I know Björn, I know you know why, but does anyone else know why he was called the Grey Man? It's quite a nice story, and I have told this one before. If you were paying attention, Anna, you know that.
We have a winner on Facebook. Björn, you're a bit too late. Claudia was ahead of you on Facebook.
Okay, what's the answer?
Musclehead. Now, the Grey Man was also a nickname, but you were thinking of Musclehead right now.
I was thinking of Musclehead, yeah.
So
Björn said Muscle Man, which he was very muscular, but...
but Claudia, what's the prize for Claudia?
Well, the prize is, Claudia, I'm going to read this to you. It's a Frankie Manning quote, and this is just for Claudia. Nobody else listen. Close your ears. You can be in low spirits, but when you start dancing, your spirits lift up. A quote from Frankie Manning, especially for Claudia. Congratulations.
And Katrine.
Hold on. We have to do the...
sorry. That's before.
For Claudia.
You really need to invest in more... No! It's not Halloween. That's awful.
Yes, you're right. I need
really
to invest
need
in some
more sounds.
We need some more sounds. Well, it's the budget, folks. It's the budget, folks. Now, so why was he called the Grey Man? Well, because Katrine has part of the answer.
Oh.
Yeah, he had a grey, not just suit, he had a grey zoot suit. He had a grey zoot suit, but he also had a grey shirt and a grey tie and grey socks and grey shoes and a grey fedora hat. And that's why he was known as the Grey Man. Yes. So his whole
the Grey.
Gandalf the Grey, yes. Frankie the Grey. Frankie the Grey. I think Norma Miller's book about her life is also quite good for Savoy reviews. Absolutely, Björn. Yes, we totally agree. Norma Miller, I mean, that lady was amazing. And we will have an episode about Norma Miller because
we might need several.
Some really nice quality time with Norma.
She's bigger than life.
She's bigger than life. She was such an amazing person. She led such an amazing life.
Yeah.
And you know about those Whitey's Lindy Hoppers? Well, the Whitey's Lindy Hoppers, let me explain for anyone that doesn't know. Frankie was born in the era when the jazz age was coming of age. 1914, after the war, you had the jazz age, and you had the Lindy Hop was developing in, the late 20s, mid to late 20s. And just sidetracking, actually, Frankie did do a very nice... Frankie did do a very nice demonstration of the dances that he...
We're on a schedule,
Yes, he did a very nice demonstration of the dances that preceded the Lindy Hop. And I remember him demonstrating on stage. So he did a one-step, and he did a Texas Tommy, and he did all the other things. He did 4 different dances, the Charleston.
Peabody?
And,
no, that was later when you asked.
Possibly the Peabody. But yeah, I got him and Norma to show me the Peabody.
I remember that.
And that was lovely.
I've seen the video.
So anyway, cutting a long story short, what was I saying? I've forgotten now.
The Whitey's Lindy Hoppers.
Oh, Whitey's Lindy Hoppers. So Frankie joined them in 1935 when they formed. He was one of the, not the first, but he was one of the first. And he became one of the lead dancers in this group. And these dancers really... They really changed the face of the dance. They took it from a social dance to a performance dance. And I think that's why it's so popular today, because it ended up in movies, it ended up impressing people so much. Had it stayed just a social dance, it would still be remembered, but I don't think in the same way.
Yeah.
And I don't think as big. But what was so amazing was that he had such a personality and a character, but all the dancers that I've heard of or met from that group all had personalities, all different. You had Leon James, who was the show character. You had Al Minns, who was the cool jazz man. You had Norma Miller, who was she was the fighter. She was determined, and she was gonna be the best. And Frankie, his personality of being a gentleman, he was a father figure to the group. They all had different personalities. So you had a whole troupe of amazing people. I met Ruthie Reingold once, who was she was one of Whitey's Lindy Hoppers, and she also had this whole personality about her. They were all such characters. Absolutely amazing. It's birthday jam time.
Yeah, it is
anyone
birthday
celebrating?
Jam. Well, Frankie.
Well, yeah, okay. So, oh gosh. Well, in that case, then you got to give me 1 second to get the right song on.
Yes.
I do apologise.
You've got 10 seconds.
Okay, Anna, start talking. Start talking.
Well, I'm just going to see if anyone has joined us. We have Vanessa, who's online and has joined us. If it's your first time to the show, let us know. Let us know where you're joining us from. We love to have everyone. Tonight we've got Switzerland, we've got Italy, we've got France, we've got America, California, Sweden. Isn't it amazing? And Kent.
And Kent, fantastic.
Kent.
Well, we're doing the high life here.
I know.
Now, okay, so this is the only song I can play for Frankie Manning's birthday. This was one of his favourites. He played it all the time. I do remember at his 80th birthday, it was such an amazing sight when he danced with 80 followers.
Oh, wow.
In one song. That was a real birthday jam.
3 at a time.
They counted, and he did 80 partners on his 80th birthday.
Oh, wow.
I hope to do the same.
That is a birthday, isn't it?
That is a birthday jam. That's my ambition. Anna, you know what to get me? For my 80th birthday, you've got to get me
flag?
80,
I don't have my
80
glasses.
followers.
Do you recognise that flag?
No. Is it Dutch?
Edda. Is that Dutch? I'm not sure.
Sabine, what's your flag?
My
What's your
flag
flag?
knowledge is lacking. Richard from Rainbury-on-Thames. Hello, Richard.
Yes.
Hello, Sabine.
Sabine, where are you from? Is it Danish?
We're
Is that
stuck.
the Danish flag?
Oh, maybe it's Danish. Oh, you're right. It's Denmark.
Denmark.
So we got Denmark and Rainbury-on-Thames.
In the house tonight.
In the house.
I know it's the Danish flag because I do like Danish pastries.
Right. You're right. Absolutely.
I do like Danish pastries. Do they come from Denmark?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Right, okay. So what else can we play? Shiny Stockings. Are you ready?
I don't have my spells.
Birthday jam for Frankie. birthday, Frankie! Woo! Happy birthday, Frankie. Now, the next song I'm going to play is actually stolen from YouTube, from a Frankie Manning Toronto event in 2011, where he is calling out the Shim Sham. So if you're ready, let's Shim Sham.
Shim Sham time.
Hit it. wonderful Frankie Manning in Toronto in 2011, leading a Shim Sham shimmy. So for lots of people who know me, now they know where I get all my tricks and phrases from, don't they? So,
Well, you carrying on.
what other comments have we got?
We've got some doubt over the flag. Might be the Austrian flag.
Oh, Austrian.
But Danish is also red and white.
Sabine,
Anyway.
tell us where is your flag from?
And we got Aleftina. Aleftina is online. Hello. The
Aleftina?
wonderful Aleftina.
Where is the wonderful Aleftina living these days? So I went to the Crimea with Aleftina, and we had a wonderful time. We had a wonderful time there. There wasn't a birthday video.
Wasn't there a birthday video? So that was put together. That was when you mentioned Frankie's 80th with 80 partners.
Ah, yes.
Probably
Oh, yes,
somewhere
Stuart
there
Math.
is a record.
Yeah. No, it's called Can't Top the Lindy Hop. And definitely get the video. Because
Was that the 80th or the 85th?
that was the 80th. Now, what was interesting about the 80th, that was a landmark event. Because that event was really, when it came back to American shores, the dance, when it came back big time. So what happened was there was a lot of English dancers, a lot of Swedish dancers who were all taking on board the Lindy Hop. And in America, they were dancing a lot of West Coast swing and East Coast swing. And although there were pockets of people doing the Lindy Hop, it wasn't actually as big. So in New York, the New York Swing Dance Society, there were 3 people. It was Odella. So I might have it written down, actually. I'll just check the 3 people who
did what?
Who really put together this big event.
Oh,
and it was sort of one of the first big international events in America, where, you know how in America, sorry if you're American, but they say, you go into some small burger joint in the middle of nowhere and they go, world famous burger. And you're going, world famous? Really? So anyway, but this was really an international event. It was at the Roosevelt Hotel in New York. And a lot of people came to it, including myself, and it was very good. It was. And we all got together. It was sort of the best dancers in the world at that time were all in one place. The teaching was brilliant. There was Frankie's talk. There was his masterclass. There was his dance with these people. Of course, it was the pumpkin pie. That's what I remember, pumpkin pie. But also, it was I
thought you were all about celery.
I was all about celery. Well, that was last week. It's also, well, that was back then. In my youth, I could have pumpkin pie. Today, it's all about celery. So it was the after-hour parties. We went back to some parties in like Frankie's room, and that's where I really met people and friends that I have to this day. It's amazing how I've kept those friends for so long. So that was a very special event. Can't top the Lindy Hop. And Stuart Math made a video, and I don't know if it's still available, but if it is, it's worth getting.
Yeah, it's got lots of material, like teaching material as well, and some of the
but
clips
just,
from the event.
The whole atmosphere.
It just captures the atmosphere.
And all the people there, yes.
Yeah. Now, I know you're fiddling, but...
I'm fiddling. Rome burnt and I fiddled.
Rather than fiddling, I was going to jump forward actually to another event about Frankie.
Oh, yes.
I meant his funeral. Now, I don't want to bring some sadness. I actually think it was, the celebration of a life well lived, from what I hear. But you said it was quite unique and a funeral that you've never seen before. You had never seen before.
Well, that's true. I've never been to a funeral.
How old was he when he passed? Do you remember?
Yes, he was 94 point something, because it was like a few weeks
almost
before
95.
he was almost 95.
Oh, well, that's still a nice,
because they were arranging
age.
big ceremonies.
And he was dancing until the end, pretty much, right?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What a way to go.
Yeah. No, he was dancing right to the end.
Yeah. Incredible.
And what was
special about the funeral?
Yeah. What was special about the funeral is I have never seen. First of all, I'd never seen a body in the funeral.
It's not what I was thinking of, but that's special as well.
Yeah. So he was laid out there, and that was the first time I've seen an open casket. Thank you. That was the first time. But what was also special was they had a band and singers. they had
A live band,
a live
swing
band, and people got up and danced in the funeral, in the aisles, and it was I've never experienced.
It's like a funeral that reflects the person's life.
Well, in fact, that was Stump and Stumpy, and Stump.
What's Stump and Stumpy?
Stump and Stumpy were a sort of a tap sort of comedy duo back in the 40s and 50s. And Stump was at the funeral, and I was sitting next to him, and I said, I've never seen people dance. I've never seen a swing band at a funeral, and I've never seen people dance. And he said, well, we like to go out the way that we lived our life. And I just thought that was beautiful. So, Anna, when I go,
I know, I've got my notes.
I want a swing
Celery
band.
for everybody.
And I want a swing band and a singer. And they had Saving Glover's mother was a jazz singer. Saving Glover, the tap dancer, his mother was a singer. So he sang, and it was amazing dancing in the church, in the aisle, and I was sitting next to such amazing people. I'd say to somebody, "Oh, did you used to dance?" "Oh, yes, I used to dance the Savoy, and I used to." This lady told me she was in that very famous dance company. What's the name?
I'm taking you unprepared.
Yes. Anyway, so you met such wonderful people.
Yeah, that must have been special as well.
And it was special. And also there was a young generation. So I was seeing friends, some of whom I hadn't seen for a while, and then the older generation, and it was such a lovely mixture of people. Yes. Ask me another question.
Well, actually, Björn was making a remark, but I fear, Björn, that we might need a full show or two to answer or to discuss that question. I remember a discussion with a panel if Lindy Hop should be conserved as it was in 1936 to 42 or evolve and include all stars after. That's a big question. It's a big question.
I can give a very short answer. So, Norma...
Yes or no?
Norma Miller said, if you want to swing dance, you've got to have swing music. Now, that's not strictly true, but I do actually agree with that philosophy. And the music, I think, makes the dance. But also, they were creative back in the day. Frankie would tell stories about how he went to the circus and he got inspiration, and how he would watch his idols like Shorty George Snowden and Twistmouth George, and he would watch them and he'd try and copy them, and then out of what he saw, he created his own unique special flavour. So he did something original. He took the upright dancing that Shorty Snowden had that was popular at the time, because it came from the Charleston and the Peabody and dances like that. So they're very upright. And he was into athletics, and he swung it low, and he brought it down, and he got the real get down, the real swinging low feeling. And so he created a style that was different, and he innovated. And so innovation is very much part of the dance. However,
Jazz.
Going to the other side of the coin, when you innovate so much, it suddenly becomes a different dance. So if you innovate so much, it suddenly becomes hip hop. And if it's hip hop, it's not Lindy Hop. So you have
great.
to.
It's a fantastic dance, but it's not Lindy Hop.
Exactly. So you have to. You have to. I think draw a line in the sand, and this is a debatable one that people will argue many hours over. Hopefully, over a nice cup of hot cocoa and a friendly discussion.
And celery.
Hot
cocoa for me.
Hot cocoa for you and celery for me.
Don't you go back on your diet?
I'm going to have celery juice. So, and they will argue over where is that line drawn when it's not Lindy Hop anymore. So what defines Lindy Hop? For me, it's the character of the dance. It's the call and response, the jazz aspect. It's the pulse, the getting down. It's the African roots. It's the history of the dance. But once you suddenly take it outside of swing music, it sometimes becomes a different dance. I mean, West Coast swing is a good example.
It's Lindy Hop.
It had
up to date.
Lindy Hop roots, but kept up to date. And I wouldn't call it Lindy Hop, although it came from Lindy Hop. You know, so it transformed. So the question is, at what point
is it a different
does
dance?
it become a different dance?
And I guess at the time, they were innovated, but they were from the same period, the same place, actually, originally. They had the same references, they had the same inspiration, whereas a dancer today has a different history and they've seen other things. A lot of people come from ballet, or you have seen hip hop because it exists now. So
Yes.
you can be inspired and you have a different history. We also look back on the 30s and 40s with very different eyes than if we'd grown up there, and definitely not from Harlem. So even if we try to recreate it, we still bring a different perspective to it.
Absolutely. So the first dance I did was I did some sort of ballroom sort of 6-count jive, and then I did some Siroccan and then Le Rock. And so I brought that influence to my Lindy Hop, and I know other dancers who come from Europe, they maybe started with Boogie Woogie, or maybe if you're in Sweden, you started with Boog or something like that, or in America you might have done an East Coast swing. So you bring those influences to the dance.
Yeah.
You can't help it. And you also bring, as you rightly said, what's influenced you today. And it could be, there's a lot of good teachers now who have a very strong technique background because they've been to dance school. They're contemporary dancers, they're ballet dancers, and they bring that technique to the dance. The original dancers didn't have that technique in the same way. Their technique was born of the street, and it was born of years of dancing and doing what they did.
And from
So
the
it
culture
is
where they
different.
came from, where it was normal to dance, right? Or
Yeah.
it was common, even our grandparents danced. It wasn't really a question.
Yeah.
You could dance, you might not be a great dancer or dance a lot, but you knew how to dance.
And many of those people didn't consider themselves
they
dancers.
they wouldn't have called themselves
would,
dancers,
they
but
would
they'd
say,
go
I
out
can't dance,
dancing.
but they'd still go and dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Right.
I think we should play some more music.
Maybe because we've talked a lot to comment on Bjorn's comments. I'd love to hear some of your comments on this, but we're coming to the end of the show, so maybe we can bring back the question and ask you what you think. You know, should we keep or should we separate it? Should we let the Lindy Hop evolve, but sort of preserve the Lindy Hop as it was as well? What are your thoughts on that? So maybe next time.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
And we have Raj has joined us, and Carol, sorry, a bit of French in there. Carol has joined us as well. Welcome to the show. We're there for 5 more minutes. What music do you have for us, Simon? For 5 minutes.
Normally I play a slow one at the end, but I'm not.
Everybody up.
No. I'm going to get everybody up because I want to play a Frankie Manning favourite. He loved Count Basie. He loved Count Basie.
Don't blame him.
I don't blame him. No, exactly. He worked a lot. You know, he used to enter these amateur competitions. I'm going to tell you a quick story. He used to enter these amateur competitions at the Apollo, and the very first one he entered.
Frankie or Count Basie?
Frankie Manning. Frankie Manning. And the very first one he entered, he got pulled off by the man with the hook. Usually a clown with a hook would pull you off. And he kept dancing, and he tried to keep dancing. And he said that he was determined that he would go back and win. And he went back and won other contests there. And often the prize was you get to dance for a week. If you're the winner, you get to dance for a week with one of these bands like Duke Ellington or Count Basie and people like that. So, I mean, later on, as he became more professional, he danced with them more professionally, but I mean that must have been amazing. Win a competition at the Apollo and get to dance a week with Count Basie. Oh, can you imagine?
Okay, you don't do that nowadays. You can't enter a competition and dance with whoever is in star.
Well,
I'm going to say Lady Gaga, but I'm probably too late already.
You do like that Britain's Got Talent. Oh, did we tell everyone we were on Britain's Got Talent?
Oh yeah, I think we mentioned it, but we don't know if it come out or not.
Yeah, well, we were sort of on it.
We're sort of on it.
We weren't actually.
We're almost on it.
We're on it. We're on the credits. We were. Oh, well, I don't know if
we don't know exactly where we are.
Might be cut out. Might be on the cutting room floor. But we didn't actually enter the competition. But we did do the credits.
They wanted extra dancers to add atmosphere and sort of buzz in the bits around the real show. So they filmed extra dancers ourselves. There was a salsa couple. Everything. We sort of pretended to be competing, but we didn't enter the competition.
What? Now we've told everyone this. They might definitely put us on the cutting room floor if they're watching.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, oops. No, that wasn't true. Right.
Okay, let's have some music.
1 o'clock jump.
Too much chatting.
1 o'clock jump. Count Basie. This is a Frankie Manning. He loved Count Basie, and we love Count Basie too. Oh yeah, let's take it home, baby. Let's get down. Ready? Swing it. Right. Well, that brings us about to the end of the show. So I don't know if it's worth rejoining Facebook, or have we lost them?
Well, it gave me the option to come back. So.
Oh, well, that's very nice. So thank you, Facebook.
So I'm not sure.
Ad breaks disabled. Don't know what that means. So, they've said some of the music might belong to somebody else. Really?
Yes. Well, didn't you create that music, Simon?
Oh well, yes.
Wasn't that you playing?
Call me the Count. Count Dracula. Right.
Oh, look at Mary online. Hello. Great
hello,
to
Mary.
see you.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for coming to the show.
Yes.
And in fact, it's actually the end.
It is
so,
the end.
You
can rewind and watch it all, or you can join us again next week, every Monday, 7:30. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook.
But wait a minute. If they can't wait till next Monday, what can they do?
You've got about 62 episodes. No, 62 episodes to rewatch. Or even better, head to SwingdanceUK.com.
SwingdanceUK.com.
Look for the membership site.
The membership site.
And there you've got hundreds of videos, swing notes, resources about the Lindy Hop, everything you want to know about swing dancing, everything you want to learn about swing dancing.
So you mean I could learn to Lindy Hop on the SwingdanceUK.com membership website?
You can learn to Lindy Hop. You can also learn to solo jazz, and now you can even learn to Balboa. With or without a partner. And what else we have? We have some tasters. We have some Shag tasters, some Charleston tasters. Take your pick.
And you can read all about the dance.
And you can read all about the dance.
I actually had 8 pages of notes. I was going to talk about Frankie. And
yeah, I confiscated them. You got
we probably didn't even do one of them. So I'll tell you what, guys. Check out Swing Notes. You can either sign up free, get it online for free, or you can go and see all the back issues. There's like hundreds of them. Read all the back issues, and they give you lots of history on the dance, the revival, and just generally me ranting on about whatever I fancy ranting on about. With that said,
how about next week?
Next week, ties are us. Next week, I'm
All
going to
about
be
the
bringing
ties.
along several of my vintage ties and a few modern ones that I like. And I want you to do the same. So bring along all your ties and maybe send some pictures in of your ties. Bring along some of the best ones. And let's see who's got the best tie. We should take a vote. Yeah, we could have a tie contest. It's a tie.
I was going to say, I know what the outcome's going to be. It's a tie, and we got Emma and Glenn. Oh, great! Who are planning to rent the dance hall to practice the membership classes. Fantastic.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Great seeing you all on Facebook, on YouTube, from all over the world.
Yes, it's been lovely seeing you again here at Swing and Sway online every Monday. The place to be, the place to dance, and the place just to feel at home. And next week, ties are us. Bring a cocktail, have a drink, dress up smart. Ladies, I'm sure you can dress up smart too.
Oh, yes.
Not just the gentlemen in their ties. Maybe the ladies have ties too. Have you got a tie?
Well, no, but you see, I think I can borrow one from you. You might have a spare one, right?
Okay, right. Ties are us.
Military tie, if that counts.
See you next week. Bye.
See you next week, everyone. Bye.
Tonight we celebrate the wonderful life of